Hey y'all, it's Teesha Marie with Precious Eyes Realized podcast. We're going to talk about why your frenemies cannot come with you when God separates you on purpose. So, welcome back. And today we're talking about something that hurts, but it is holy. Why your frenemies cannot come with you and why God will separate you from them on purpose. Not everyone is clapping for you. Let's start here. Everybody smiling at you is not celebrating you. Some people are studying you, competing with you, tolerating you, and waiting on you to fail. A frenemy is someone who cheers for you publicly but questions you privately, supports you when you're small but shifts when you start rising. And the moment that your favor increases, their spirit changes. Why? Because elevation exposes insecurity. God will disturb what you're comfortable with. Here's the part that people don't like. God doesn't just bless you, He also subtracts people. If someone secretly envies you, competes with you, gossips about you, minimizes your calling, or feels threatened by your growth, they cannot go where you're going. Not because you're better, but because they're not built for that altitude. You can't take insecure energy into a destiny season. And when you ignore the red flags, God will create distance for you. Suddenly, miscommunication happens, separation happens, tension happens, exposure happens. And you think it's the enemy, but sometimes it's actually protection. Frenemies drain, they don't cover. Pay attention to this. If you hang around them and you feel second-guessed, after you hang with them, you feel small, you feel watched, you feel judged. That's not alignment, that is spiritual friction. Real friends celebrate without comparison, correct without humiliation, pray without gossip, and protect your name when you're not in the room. Frenemies, they sit at your table but feed information to wolves. And God sees what you do not. Separation is not punishment, it is promotion. Let me say this clearly. When God removes someone, He is not punishing you, but He is positioning you. And you cannot become who you're meant to be while trying to keep people comfortable. Some people only liked you when you were broken, when you were unsure, when you were dependent, when you were quiet. The healed version of you makes them uncomfortable, and that discomfort turns into shade, distance, sarcasm, and subtle sabotage. So God steps in and separates. Now comes the pain of outgrowing people. This hurts even for like I said before in other episodes, parents, family members. That hurts because you love them unconditionally. Separation hurts because sometimes these aren't strangers. They're childhood friends, family, longtime supporters, and people who knew you before the glow. But here's the truth. History does not equal destiny. And just because someone was with you in survival, it does not mean they're assigned to your success. Not everybody who started the journey is meant to see the arrival. Now, how you know it's God that's separating you? You'll notice you feel uneasy, but you can't explain why. Conversations feel forced. Your spirit pulls back. You stop sharing certain things, and you feel watched instead of supported. That's your discernment that's growing. And when God is separating you, He gives you that peace in the distance, even if it's quiet, even if it's lonely, even if it's misunderstood. Why they cannot come with you? Because when you are going requires loyalty, emotional maturity, spiritual alignment, genuine love, and clean intentions. Frenemies operate in hidden agendas, and hidden agendas cannot survive in high favor. Your next level needs confidentiality, covering, clarity, unity, not competition disguised as friendship. Bless them, but release them. You don't have to fight them. You don't have to expose them. You don't have to prove anything. Just grow and let God handle the separation. Because if He's removing them, He's replacing them with real alignment, real support, real covering, real destiny connections. And sometimes the greatest blessing is who didn't make it to your next season. I can definitely attest to that because I have met a tribe of sisters since about 2017 all the way till now. And those really feel different. They really feel like destiny, like it was meant to be. I've even have connections with many of their birthdays, many synchronicities, significant connections, and you're really not alone. I can say that I have one true best friend since I was a child. I had still maybe a handful since I was like 5, 6. But with this one, there was never any weird stuff. Never talk behind my back or anything. Never. That's a friendship that God put in my life so that I can see when I'm older. Once all the fakes fall away from your 20s, you come back in your 30s and you're going through it, and then boom, everything came together by 40. Of course, for everybody it's different, but some of you are awakening faster and faster. But that's just my experience. And this is your reminder that you are not losing people. You are being refined, and everybody cannot come. And whatever God removes, He will bless you with better and double. And if this resonated, share it with someone who needs discernment. This is Teesha Marie, and this is Precious Eyes Realized Podcast. Stay awake, Stay covered and stay aligned. I'm going to leave one last thing. Psalms 41:9 says, even my close friend, someone I trusted, one who shared my bread, has turned against me. Yeah, I've given many people bread. Because we used to say, yo, I need some bread. But that means betrayal doesn't come from strangers. It comes from proximity. Your light exposes what's hidden. Luke 8:17. For nothing is hidden that will not be disclosed. Elevation reveals hearts. When God adds, we love when God adds, but we don't talk about when He subtracts. Genesis 12:1. God told Abraham, leave your country, your people, and your father's household, and go to the land I will show you. Before the promise came, separation came. They're not going to come because their mindset is small. Their spirit is competitive. Their loyalty is conditional. A lot of them sell out for $1. 1 Corinthians 15:33. Do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character. It doesn't say bad enemies. It says bad company. Sometimes God separates you because your calling is too heavy to carry insecure energy. This is deeper than personality because frenemies have a spirit behind them. It's spiritual. 2 Corinthians 6:14 says, do not be unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship has righteousness with unrighteousness? Why would I hang out with a thief if I'm not a thief? Why would I hang out with a murderer if I'm not a murderer? Why would I hang out with an adulterer if I'm not an adulterer? Unequally yoked doesn't just mean dating. It means alignment. That friction, that's discernment. You think you're losing people, but Proverbs 16:7 says, when a man's ways please the Lord, He makes even his enemies to be at peace with him. Notice it doesn't say He turns enemies into friends. Sometimes He just removes them. And David had to be separated from Saul. Joseph had to be separated from his brothers. And Jesus had Judas at the table, but Judas could not go to the resurrection season. Not everyone at your table is assigned to your future. If they knew you insecure, unsure, struggling, or smaller, but growth changes dynamics. Isaiah 43:19. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? When God does a new thing, old alignment often falls off. Not because you're arrogant, because you're ascending. Amos 3:3 says, can two walk together unless they agree? Agreement is spiritual. If the spirits don't align, the walk won't last. And you are the company that you keep. And that's how you come into agreement with their spirits. Bless them and let them go. Romans 12:18. If it is possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone. You can release without revenge. You can outgrow without bitterness. And remember this: do not cast your pearls before swine, Matthew 7:6. Not everybody is going to handle your debt, your favor, or your destiny. And that's okay. God will separate you from fake support, conditional loyalty, disguised competition, because where you're going requires purity, alignment, and real covering. You are being refined, and not everyone can come. Stay awake, stay covered, stay aligned. Teesha Marie, Precious Eyes Realized Podcast. Peace, love, prosperity.